it is. So 10 out of 10, 788, first shot 1.8. Why don't we go ahead and get that on camera?
Got it.
Cool. Now let's go up and take a look at the hits. YouTube, what's going on? If you're new here, my name is Roger. I own a company called QVO Tactical where we make holsters and gear and also film content for this channel. In today's video, we are doing something a little different. Today, we won't be reviewing any gear or talking about the coolest new gun that we got in. Today, we're actually going to be talking about the recent active shooter incident that occurred in Indiana. If you're not familiar, then I definitely think you should do some research on the internet. Long story short, a person with a rifle began shooting people in a food court at a mall in Indiana. A heroic young man named Eli Dickens was able to stop this threat by drawing his concealed firearm and shooting the subject 40 yards away, hitting his intended target with 8 out of 10 rounds fired. Now, first and foremost, I want to make sure that everyone understands that I believe what Eli Dickens did was nothing short of heroic, and that he saved countless lives by taking immediate action to stop the threat inside that mall. Now, what I want to discuss in regards to that incident are some learning points that I think will benefit everyone, including myself. Now, I always like to focus on the positive things here on our channel. However, when this incident occurred, I saw various posts on social media from people within the Second Amendment community trashing one another in regards to training. One thing that I wish everyone in the gun community would do is stop trashing one another and realizing that we're all on the same team. However, the posts I was seeing were talking about how if you're not training with your handgun past 10 yards, that you're wrong. There were other posts stating things like, I don't want to ever hear someone talking about not having to use your handgun at distance, and other comments just showing how the gun community is really good at simply eating their own. This immediately made me think of a recent video that our good buddy Jimmy Rodriguez posted on his channel, Jim's Goon Life. Recently, Jimmy attended one of Chuck Pressburg's courses where Chuck talked about probability versus possibility in regards to training and equipment. I'm actually going to play you the clip from Jimmy's video right now.
A few months back, I went to Chuck Pressburg's no-fail pistol course, and at one point during the course, he said we should focus our training on what is probable, not necessarily what is possible. And all he was saying was that we have a small amount of time to train, we have limited resources and skill, so we should focus most of our energy on what is probable and not necessarily what's possible. And this was talking about offhand shooting because a lot of time guys get so caught up in trying to shoot perfectly offhand that they lose sight of the bigger picture, that what situation are you getting into where you are, one, in a gunfight, and two, things have gone so wrong that you are shooting offhand only. Not saying it isn't possible, but that it's not probable. So yes, you should train it, but it shouldn't be where majority of your focus is.
Now, you might be asking yourself, why am I showing this clip? The reason is that this really hit home for me, guys. A lot of the stuff that I do, a lot of the stuff that I carry on my person every day, and a lot of things that I do in my everyday life in regards to like safety and situational awareness, they're all based on probability versus possibility. So now, in regards to the active shooter incident in Indiana, let's look up some facts. First of all, the likelihood of you to ever be in an active shooter situation is very slim. An article recently published by Medium.com showed that in regards to school shootings, you are 5 times more likely to be involved in a car accident than to even be at a school when an active shooter incident is occurring. Healthline.com posted an article showing that the Washington Post did research showing that 869 people have been killed in mass shootings since 1966 here in the United States. This research shows you that your risk of dying in a mass shooting in the United States is about 1 in 110,000, which is about the same chance of dying from a dog attack or a legal execution. However, in the United States, the risk of dying from heart disease is 1 in 7, and dying in a motor vehicle crash is 1 in 113. With showing you guys this research, I'll tell you right now, there's a good majority of us in this gun community that have plenty of training with plate carriers, with helmets and night vision. However, we don't eat nearly as clean as we should, nor do we exercise as much as we should.
Good point.
Now let's talk about the odds of you being in a gunfight that is actually 40 yards away. Mind you, we're talking about 120 feet away. There are several different studies out there that argue 6 to 10 feet is the ideal area where a gunfight would occur statistically. And there are ones that talk about gunfights at 50 feet. However, I cannot even find any statistical data in regards to over 100 feet away. LuckyGunner.com published an article last year talking about this very topic. For their research, they used the FBI law enforcement officers killed and assaulted report report. When looking at the data between the years 2015 and 2019, there was a total of 237 incidents. 80% of those attacks were at a distance of 20 feet or less. Okay guys, sorry for all the math and data. However, the point I'm trying to make here is that if you only have so much time, money, and ammunition when you go on the range to train or practice, how much of that time do you think you should be dedicating to the possibility of you getting into a shooting at 120 feet? Now guys, I'm not saying you shouldn't go out and try the drill, and I'm not saying that if you're going out and you're getting proficient at shooting at distance, it's going to hurt you. What I'm saying is that for me, I focus more of my training in the 3 to 10 yard range. For me, I think it's more beneficial for me to dedicate my time towards something that is more probable instead of something that is possible. Now, as you saw in the intro of this video, we still took the time to go out and shoot this drill. We actually shot this drill with a few of our different carry guns, and there were several good learning points that I discovered while out on the range. The first learning point was checking my gear and its proper function. Now, I wanted to shoot this drill from a cold start. So literally in this video, my very first rounds are my first attempt at running this drill. Spoiler alert, I failed the first run. I'll have you guys check out the first run and then we'll talk about my gear. All right guys, this is just to show you guys that we're exactly 40 yards away here. That way you see it on the rangefinder for this drill. All right guys, this is gonna be our first run at the Dickens drill. Actually, my very first run of the day. This will be done from a cold start as if I were in the real world. I'm running the gun that I carry pretty much every single day in these hot summer months, which is the Hellcat Pro with the comp porting package from Monsoon Tactical, the Hellport package he does. I'm also running the 90 grain plus P ammunition, blue line ammo from Ultimate Ammunition that I run. So this is literally set up in the exact way that I EDC every day. The drill, named after Eli Dickens, after this recent shooting that was in Indiana, where he was able to shoot a gunman in a mall 40 yards away, C-zone steal. He got 8 out of his 10 hits in 10 seconds from 40 yards out from concealment. So I'm gonna do the same drill here and we'll see how we do. Here we go. Stand by. So it looks like I actually fired 13 times, and I'll have to look back at the footage, but I didn't get all of the hits. I had to move my dot to the top right corner for it to start hitting exactly where it should have been. So I'll confirm 0. I'll set up a 10-yard target and re-zero and make sure my 507K is there. But we're gonna go up here and take a look at the hits. All right guys, so up here at the target, I was actually holding about here and my shots were pretty low. I noticed when I started missing the first 2, I started bringing it up more, and that's when I started hitting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 13. While that's not ideal at all, I am going to fix my 0 and then try the drill again. I thought the distance, when I was like thinking about imagining it at home, I thought it was further. When I got here actually on the range, 40 yards didn't seem that far to me. But yes, let's get it re-zero, get this target repainted, and then run the drill again. All right, so as you just saw, I only got 7 out of my 13 hits on the first run. I was actually trying to count all of the rounds fired and also count my hits at the same time, which led me to shooting more than the drill called for. I was a little baffled at why my shots were so low, and then I realized recently I posted that video of that adapter plate that we got in order to mount our HoloSun 507K on this Hellcat Pro. I had not yet properly zeroed this red dot at 10 yards before this range trip, which explains why my shots were so low. So I set up a target at 10 yards and I got a proper 0 before proceeding again with this drill. One other learning point here, guys, the majority of my guns I put witness marks on. I put them on my optics after they've been properly mounted and zeroed. Once I looked down at my Hellcat Pro, I realized that there were no witness marks, so I knew that I had not yet properly zeroed this optic. All right, now that we got our 0 squared away, we proceeded to try the drill a few more times. All right, so now we're hitting the center diamond all out. I'm happy with that 0. So let's run the drill again. Same setup. Here we go. All right, guys, now I'm gonna take my second run on the Dickens drill. Again, 40 yards from concealment, 8 out of 10 shots in under 10 seconds. I now think I have the proper 0 after we fixed it over here, so let's see how we do. Stand by. Ten shots in 8:27. First shot was a 179. I know I missed 2. I was counting my shots. Let's go take a look at the hits. All right, guys, so 8 out of 10 hits. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Not really great hits. I mean, these are okay, but I want them here. So all of this stuff to the left, that's definitely gonna be me. I like the Hellcat Pro a lot for the concealability and the grip angle, or sorry, the grip, the ergonomics of it just feel really good in the hand. Grip angle's good too, but what I don't like is the trigger, so I can clearly see how much in that take up that I'm just mashing it and pulling that gun to the left. So I'm gonna adjust that, I'm gonna run it again, I wanna get a little cleaner. All right, guys, this is gonna be our third attempt, Dickens drill, 40 yards out from concealment, 8 out of 10 rounds in under 10 seconds. My second run, I was able to accomplish it. I got 8 out of 10 in an 8:27, but I wanna get some cleaner shots and I wanna get a little faster time and a tighter group. So let's see how we do. Here we go, stand by. Almost a perfect one. So 8:58, first shot was a 194. Let's go up and look at the hits. All right, guys, so definitely a better grouping. Still not, I got a couple of really well-placed shots right here in the A zone, but most of it's here out on this Charlie area, the C zone. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the third take on it. So 2 out of 3 takes, we've gotten the drill beaten, meaning we've got 8 or more hits under 10 seconds from 40 yards in concealment. But I do want to get a perfect clean run of 10 out of 10, so we're going to run it one more time. But yeah, definitely getting better as we go. Let's try it again. All right, guys, this is gonna be our 4th run with the Hellcat Pro. Like I said earlier, we've gotten 2 out of the 3 last runs have been successful, but I do want to get a perfect 10 out of 10 run. So let's go for it here. Stand by. There it is. So 10 out of 10, 788, first shot 1.8. Why don't we go ahead and get that on camera?
Got it.
Cool. Now let's go up and take a look at the hits. All right, guys, so on our 4th and final run with the Hellcat Pro and the Hellport job done by Monsoon Tactical, we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clean hits with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them being in the A zone where I wanted them. So got 3 in the C zone here, but I'll take that. So with the gun that I EDC every single day, which is a micro compact, it's the Hellcat Pro, the Plus model we're calling it, with the Hellport package from Monsoon Tactical, and the Blue Line ammunition, that 90 grain Plus P, the stuff that I EDC every day, I would be able to do this drill. Shooting the drill 4 times, we were able to successfully complete it 3 out of the 4 after I got a proper 0, so we'll definitely talk about that in studio as well. But I do want to try this drill with the other guns that I carry, that being my Staccato C2 and then the Zev and my 365. So we're going to try it with those as well and see how we do. But just some food for thought here. And I will say this again, 40 yards in my mind I thought was a lot further than what it feels like out here on the range. But a lot of talking points we're gonna go over in studio, so let's get to it. So as you guys just saw, with a proper 0, I did manage to get a perfect 10 out of 10 under 10 seconds at 40 yards from concealment with the micro compact Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro that I carry every day with my actual carry ammo, which is that 90 grain Plus P Blue Line 9mm ammunition from Ultimate Ammunition. If you guys are new here to the channel and are wondering about the holster that I'm using, it is the QVO Tactical Wingman holster that we make right here in Las Vegas. The holster has multiple points of adjustable retention. They are compatible with weapon lights and optics, and the holster is contoured to your waistline so that it curves with your body, making it easier to conceal your gun. Now, you heard me mention that 40 yards did not seem as far as I thought it was. When I got out on the range, the target just looked easy to hit, like it wasn't that far. Maybe it was because it was super bright out and we spray painted the steel target black and it just stood out really well. I'm honestly not sure. Now, next up, you know we had to run this drill with our Staccato C2. I chose to run it with my black and gold build from Vulcan Machine Works with their mini stack board package. All right, guys, so as stated before, we're going to try the drill with some other guns that I carry. The first is going to be the Staccato C2 that I have with the mini stacks, the mini stack port from Vulcan Machine Works. So this is our black and gold Gucci gun, one of my faves. But yes, I do carry this as well. So let's try it out here. 40 yards from concealment, get a 10 under 10. Here we go, stand by. 8 out of 10 in 8:55. First shot was a 2:36. Let's go check the hits. All right, guys, so the first run with my C2 and the stack ports from Vulcan Machine Works, the mini stacks, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 out of 10. I like these towards the groin or the stomach area, and I like this one near the chest and heart, but I don't like these outliers. So I'm gonna run this one more time as well with this setup and just clean it up a little bit. All right, guys, now for our second run with our C2 and the stack ports from Vulcan Machine Works. Trying to beat our first run, which was 8:55, 8 out of 10 hits. We want 10 out of 10 under 8:55. Here we go, stand by. Looks like I shot 11. 802, 11 shots, and I missed 2, so 9 out of 11. First shot was a 180. Let's go take a look at these hits because I can already tell they're way better from back here. All right, guys, on our second run with the C2, we got 9 out of 11 hits. Accidentally shot 11 instead of 10. How do I know that? Because I loaded my mag with 11 rounds. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3 really good hits, and then these to the right. I'm actually gonna run it one more time, try to clean this up, but we were still under time. 11 shots in 8:02, and 9 out of those, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 8:02, so 9 out of 11 in 8:02. I'll take that all day long, but yes, let's run it one more time. All right, guys, this will be our last run with the C2 and the Vulcan Machine Works mini stack port. Again, 40 yards, 8 out of 10 hits in under 10 seconds. Stand by. Nine out of 10 and 8.11. First shot 180. I'll take that. Let's go look at the hits real quick. All right, guys, so the hits for our last run with the Staccato C2 in 8.11 seconds. We got 9 out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got a really good A-zone hit here, and then 3 more in the upper chest area. Yeah, these are actually good too here on the side, but I'll take this. Again, 9 out of 10, 8.11 with the Staccato C2. I got 2 more guns I want to try out, so let's get to those. Now the next gun is another one of my favorites. It is my Zev OZ9 with the arc reactor slide. If I'm not running a 2011 in a class or training, then this is the gun that I'm running on the range. All right, guys, next up is going to be my Zev OZ9. I got the arc reactor slide on top here with the Holosun 509 and the ACSS Vulcan reticle from Primary Arms. Again, 40 yards out, 8 out of 10 and under 10. Here we go, stand by. So we got 9 out of 10 and a 727 if you want to get a look at that.
Got it.
And we'll go take a look at the hits. All right, guys, so taking a look at the hits, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are really good hits. These are okay hits out on the edges. I'll run it one more time with the Zev OZ9 and just see if we can clean that up a little bit and maybe get a 10 out of 10. All right, guys, last run with the Zev OZ9 and the arc reactor slide. Again, 40 yards out, 8 out of 10, under 10. Here we go, stand by. So it looks like we did worse. Looks like we only got 8 out of 10 on that one. 807, first shot 183. Let's go take a look at the hits. All right, guys, so for our last run with the OZ9, we got a headshot here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 10 with 3 good A-zone hits and the rest on C. Last gun up is going to be the Zev P365. It's one of the ones that I utilize a lot. I really like it. So let's give that a run, and then we'll go in the studio and talk about all this. Now, my last run of the day, I wanted to do another micro compact that I often carry. It's another offering from Zev. It's the Z365, which is their modification package on the popular SIG P365. All right, guys, last gun up is going to be my 365 from Zev. So the Z365, it's a P365 modified and done up by Zev. I got a Holosun 507K on it and a TLR7 sub from Streamlight. Again, 40 yards out, 10 seconds, 8 out of 10 hits. Here we go, stand by. So 9 out of 10 hits and a 972. First shot was a 232. Looks like really good hits from here, but let's go take a look up close. All right, guys, so with the Z365 from Zev, it's probably my best run so far. Got 2 shots here in the head, 3 more in the top A zone, probably 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are all really good hits here. But something I did notice, right, with a time of 972, it is also the longest that I took to do this drill. So definitely a correlation with taking more time to get my hits. I know everybody hates that, but for me, it just works. So anyway, yeah, lots to talk about in the studio, but we did the Z365, we did the C2, which has got the stack port modification by Vulcan Machine Works. We did the Monsoon tactical Hellport in my Hellcat Pro from Springfield, and we did my Zev OZ9 with the arc reactor slide. So 4 guns, which of all I've carried for months at a time during my EDC rotation throughout the years. Okay, so now that the range stuff is over, we have a lot to talk about here in studio, guys. So real quick, back to that whole probability versus possibility thing. I can tell you right now, I am not someone that ever trains at this distance with a handgun. If you're familiar with the channel, then you know that I've been shooting a long time and that I typically shoot more than the average person. In all of our videos, we typically stay within that 3 to 15 yard range. Now, for someone who doesn't ever train out to 40 yards, out of 11 tries on this drill, I successfully completed it 10 times. So what this tells me is that I don't need to take away from the current stuff that I'm focusing on for probability and add anything more for the possibility of having to shoot at 40 yards. Now, while out on the range, I did realize that there are 2 sides to that coin. If you are someone who trains with their handgun to be proficient in the 20 to 40 yard range, I feel like that will still benefit you in the shorter distances as well. Additionally, I think it also comes down to what you may come across on a daily basis for you. For example, I live in a major metropolitan area. I'm surrounded by buildings, houses, and very few open areas. My entire time as a police officer here in Las Vegas, anytime I had to draw my firearm, it was definitely within 10 to 15 yards. Now, if you are like some of my other friends who are police officers out in the Midwest who respond to calls on farmland or like open fields, it might make more sense for them to train at further distances, as the probability for them to engage in a gunfight at a further distance than 15 yards could be more probable. The next talking point I want to discuss is whether or not you should even be taking a shot with your handgun in a populated area at a distance of 40 yards. Right now, I can tell you I'm someone who has pretty much always said I won't find myself in a situation where I'm going to be taking a handgun shot past 25 yards. I have stuck to that statement until I recently saw this photo. This is a rendering by a man named Jason Lee. It shows what is believed to be what Eli Dickens' point of view would have been during that shooting at the mall. This photograph changed my mind about having to take a shot past 25 yards in a populated area. Seeing this shows me that he has a clear line of sight, he had a very good backdrop so that no other person could get injured. In the training world, we call these conditions ideal for having to take a shot like this. And like I said at the beginning of this video, countless lives were saved because Mr. Dickens took the necessary actions to stop the shooter. Eli Dickens saw that his life and the life of others were threatened, so he made his actions quick and violent so that that threat was over. That statement right there might give you a little bit of understanding to our company name. Eli, if you happen to see this video, I want to say thank you for taking the actions that you did and for saving lives. I'm sure you're going to be getting a ton of support and requests within the gun industry after this incident. If you ever need anything from us here at QVO Tactical, please just let us know. Now, before I end this video, I posted one of our runs from this drill on a shorter video before this actual video went live. Several comments were left in regards to creating some type of stressful condition. That way, I just wasn't shooting this drill with no stress whatsoever. Before I got into the studio to record this portion of the video, I actually went out to the range to shoot another video on the new Genghis comp from Monsoon Tactical. During that range review, I decided that I would run the 40 yards from my target to the 40 yard distance to shoot the drill. That way I could kind of get my heart racing a little bit. So here's that footage now. All right, guys, while we're out here on the range, our last video was on the Dickens drill. So one of the comments have been like, hey, there's a lot of stress induced. Let's get a little bit of cardio going. So we're 40 yards away. I'm going to run 40 yards to where I have to shoot from and then start the timer and run the drill. On this C-zone, TA target steel. So I'm going to have Jade go back there with the camera and then I'll run to her, shoot it from there, and we'll see how we do with 40 yards out, 10 rounds in 10 seconds. Got to get 8 out of 10 hits. All right, here we go. All right, 40 yard run first. Here we go. Holy shit, it's uneven. All right, start the timer. Here we go. Stand by. Got a total time of 7:91. First shot was a 193. Whew. Let's go check hits. Let's go up there now. Keep it recording, so we'll just fast forward to the walking portion. All right, so we're up here at the target now. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I think I threw one. I might have nicked it, but I think I threw one. So there you go, 9 out of 10 with a little bit of cardio involved, running from 40 yards out with the Staccato C2X and the Genghis Comp. Hey-o! Now, I was definitely happy to see that I got 9 out of my 10 hits on this target at distance after running and getting my heart racing a little bit. I definitely hope some of you go out there and try this drill as well. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below in regards to probability versus possibility, as I'm curious about your opinions on the subject. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap on this video. I hope that there was some stuff that everyone could take away from this video. Going out and shooting this drill myself definitely opened up my eyes a little bit more and gave me some valuable learning points of my own. For me, a 40-yard shot does not fall in the realm of probability, but more possibility. However, that may differ for you. Ultimately, you will be the one that has to make that decision. I will say that the next time you're out on the range, though, if you have a little bit of extra time, I would definitely try this drill. We will most likely be including it in our other review videos coming up. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to check out the video. We appreciate it. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up down below, as that does help out the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we post new videos every week. If you want to further support our content, check out that Patreon link down below. Our Patreon supporters are a huge reason why we keep making these videos for you guys all to watch, so big shout out to them. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.